Sam prayed for Barry's son, moved into his usual blessing over the meal, and concluded with, "And Master, please take all the cholesterol out of this fine breakfast. Amen." After breakfast, Sam put on a heavy coat and went outside. The sun was a large yellow ball in the east. Sam kept the utility trailer he used to haul his equipment in a small storage shed. Parked in front of the shed was a dented red pickup truck with the words, "Sam Miller, Lawn Maintenance," written on both doors in white paint. Sam unlocked the door of the shed and went inside. The familiar odors of gasoline and dry grass greeted him. He placed a rake, shovel, and other hand tools into a rack around the front of the trailer and secured everything with a strap. As he stepped away from the building, movement at the bottom of the driveway caught his eye. A Barlow County Sheriff's car turned into his driveway. The car pulled up to his front door and stopped. 2 deputies got out. "Morning, Sam," the older of the 2 men called out. It was Lamar Cochran, the chief deputy. Sam and Muriel had known the Cochran family for years. "Howdy, Lamar," Sam said. "Who's your running mate?" "This is Vic Morris," Cochran replied. "He grew up in Hendersonville and joined us a few months ago." Sam wiped his hand on his pants and extended it to Morris. "Good to meet you," Sam said. Morris hesitated a moment before shaking Sam's hand. "Don't have any biscuits to offer you," Sam said to the 2 men. "Muriel won't make any extra because she knows where they'll end up." Sam patted his stomach. "I need to talk serious with you," Cochran replied. "Come inside. I'm always here to help." Sam turned away and climbed the 3 steps to the front stoop. The 3 men entered the small living room. Sam stuck his head in the kitchen. "Lamar Cochran and a young deputy named Vic Morris are here," he said. Muriel wrapped her housecoat more tightly around herself and came to the doorway. Cochran nodded to her. Muriel gave him a big smile. "Hey, Lamar," she said. "How's your mama?" "Not doing so well. Her sugar is messing her up big time, and my brother and I had to put her in the nursing home. Well, I have to get down to see her." "Don't, Muriel," Cochran interrupted, looking at the floor. "This isn't a social call." Sam tilted his head to the side. "What do you mean?" Cochran nodded towards Morris, who pulled a sheet of paper from his back pocket. "Mr. Miller, this is a warrant for your arrest," Morris said. "We're here to take you to jail." Chapter 2. Reverend Michael James Andrews didn't take Mondays off. "Why would you need a day to relax?" asked Bobby Lambert, one of Mike's former law partners and an elder at the Little Creek Church. "You only work 1 hour a week. Every day but Sunday you can tell folks that you're going to pray, then slip out the back door to the golf course." "I can't ignore the eternal peril of my current clients," Mike replied. "Take you, for example. Convincing the Almighty to have mercy on your wretched soul is harder than getting Judge Coburg to grant a temporary restraining order. Every time I come up with an argument in your favor, you find new and creative ways to sin." Mike's regular day away from the office was Friday. After almost 10 years as a trial lawyer, the brown-haired, broad-shouldered minister continued to view Monday as a normal workday. By Thursday morning, he'd written and practiced his sermon several times, so there wasn't much to do but wait for Sunday morning at 11:25 a.m. to deliver it. Mike never felt guilty walking down a broad fairway on Friday afternoons. However, golf was an expensive pastime, and on a minister's salary, Mike didn't have the money to pay green fees and rent a cart whenever he had the urge to play around. So while in seminary, he took up mountain biking. When his wife Peg questioned the change, he told her he'd rather elevate his heart rate pedaling up a steep hill than in frustration over a 5-foot putt that rimmed out of the cup. Little Creek Church was located 50 yards from the small rocky stream that gave the church its name. For over 140 years, the congregation of independent Presbyterians averaged 50 to 100 members, with the graveyard behind the church being the only part of the church that steadily grew. When Mike decided to leave law practice in Shelton and become a minister, the Little Creek elders followed his progress through seminary in Virginia and issued a call as soon as he graduated. Questions about his lack of experience vanished after doubters heard him preach. The small white sanctuary couldn't handle the crowds. Some of the older members fought the building program, but within a year and a half, a new sanctuary stood like a big brother next to the old one. The old sanctuary became a wedding chapel and funeral parlor. Mike's office was at the back corner of an administrative wing connected to the new sanctuary. Mike put down a book about how to be an effective minister in a changing community and looked at the large clock on the wall. It was 11:15 a.m., and he'd only had 2 phone calls all morning. There was a light knock on his door. "Come in," he said. Dolores Killian, the 60-year-old church secretary, stuck her head into the office. A widow and holdover from the old guard, one of Mike's early triumphs, had been winning her support. "Someone is here to see you," Dolores whispered in a husky voice that revealed a 40-year love affair with cigarettes. "Who is it? I'm having lunch in Shelton with a man who visited the church on Sunday and need to leave in a few..."